When folks are thinking about who can be their mentor, really anyone. I think of research advisors as this big pool of people, and that mentors are some subset of those people, depending on who's a fit for you, what you're interested in, what they can provide to you. And also there's going to be people outside this research advisor pool who can be mentors to you. So it's almost like an overlapping diagram of individuals that serve different functions for you in your life. How do you identify and develop relationships with a range of mentors? Think about what your needs are first. And so you may have a good sense of what your needs are, or you may not have a good sense of what your needs are. If you don't have a good sense of what your needs are, maybe talk to people who are a few years down the road from you about what their needs were and what they wish they had known. Then try to think about who do you know that can help you meet those needs. One ready-made group of potential mentors is your dissertation committee. So these are the group of people that you identify generally pretty early on in your graduate degree who are going to help you make progress in your research and also help decide when you have made enough progress to graduate.
But also they can be useful for helping to resolve conflicts between the advisor and the advisee. A great resource, of course, are the people within one's own lab. So the advisor, postdocs, students, those can all serve as immediate resources for mentorship. The student services officers that are often supporting graduate students completing their PhDs. These individuals are often very empathetic towards students and can provide faculty level mentorship and also can identify university resources that may be useful for supporting students. Other resources might be within a scientific society. So there are often mentorship networks that can form either online or at research meetings that can help to expand that mentorship network beyond one particular institution.
Not all the people who've really been mentors to me would probably have called themselves mentors to me. They were people who I had authentic, real relationships with or genuine conversations with. They didn't have to be long-term relationships. They asked questions about what I might want to do as my next steps in my career and my life. They were good listeners. They reflected back to me what they were hearing and then shared their own experience about how they made those decisions when they were at that stage in their career.
Peer mentors are people who are at a similar stage to you, but that maybe potentially just one slight step above or at the exact same stage as you. And these are people who you grow with, and it's very much a shared mentorship experience. You help them and they help you, but they're often the ones that I go to when I'm most uncertain, when I really don't know how to answer things or where I don't know even the fundamentals of how to ask a question.
As a first-generation college student, I had a lot of questions about just like, is this like normal or not normal? And my peers were the most helpful because they were close in career stage that I was. They had just gone through these same things, or they were going through them with me at the same time. And, you know, I just felt like it was so much easier to talk with them.
When I was in grad school, I would recruit some of my friends, buy them pizza, and then give a presentation and would be like, okay, how did that go? Was that okay? And I would get really good feedback for presentations, or just, you know, people giving me encouragement, because part of this process is also you need supporters.
Mentoring is really about helping the mentee develop their own path. I don't actually need to know everything about what you need to learn, but I need to help you figure out how to pursue that knowledge and learning.